not in my nature to start a talk with an apology, but I have to apologize. I have no energy left because Sasha used it all up. Just a quick show of hands. How many of you, when you were little kids, dreamed of growing up to be average? One in the back. How many of you just couldn't wait to, the reason you wanted to start your own business is so that you could do something incredibly small that wouldn't affect anybody at all? Anybody? No. Let's talk about doing something big. Let's talk about what it takes to have an impact in the world. To have an impact in the world takes three things. It takes being an entrepreneur, having that entrepreneurial mind. It takes understanding that at the end of the day, no matter how good your stuff is, or how smart you are, how good your product is, or how good your service is, we're people, and you're human, and you're a human being. And the third thing it requires is people who believe what you believe, a community, a group of people. I'll tell you a little story. There's a huge difference between owning a small business and being an entrepreneur. Small business owners own small businesses. They come to work, they articulate goals, they figure out strategies to achieve those goals, and they build their little small business. Entrepreneurs are different. They're problem solvers. Entrepreneurs are the guys who see something that other people don't even see as a problem there, or they see a problem that no one else has thought of the solution or doesn't bother to think of the solution. Here's how I learned this lesson. My brother-in-law works for a large bank. He's not an entrepreneur. And I thought he could be. He's told me once that he would love to go and start his own business. I said, you should do it. It's the best. You should totally do it. I'm telling you, it's the greatest lifestyle in the world. And one day we went out for a run. It was one of these runs in Central Park where it's an organized run. You do it with the New York Road Runner Society. And we ran this race. And at the end, they were giving out free bagels. As sponsors give away free stuff. And there's a long line waiting. There's this table with these bagels on it, this long line in front of people waiting to get their free bagel. So I look at the table and go, let's get a bagel, free. And he looks at the line and goes, nah, man, I don't want to stand in line. And I look at the bagels and go, yeah, but let's get a bagel. And he looks at the line and goes, nah, man, I don't want to wait. And then it occurred to me, entrepreneurs see the thing that they want, and people who aren't entrepreneurs see the thing that prevents them from getting what they want. So he's like, let's just go, we can do without the bagel. And I'm thinking to myself, free bagel. So I walked up to the line, I put my arm between two people, I stuck my hand in, I grabbed two bagels, and I walked away. I didn't upset anybody. I didn't deny anybody their bagel. And at the end of the day, no one said a word to me because I didn't do anything. I just got what I wanted. And this is what it means to be a good entrepreneur. You don't elbow anybody. You act with honesty and integrity. You don't deny somebody else their ability. If they want to follow the rules, let them follow the rules. It's fine. I just thought of another story. This is terrible. I can't put it back into this. I spoke at an event. They had sandwiches, same deal, long line. I know the bagel story. I want a sandwich, and I want to stand in line, so I didn't bother with the plate, the napkin, the silverware that you're not going to use anyway. I lean in, and I take my sandwich, and I walk away. And nobody minded. And one woman comes up to me, and she literally comes right up to me and goes, I saw that. By the way, this is an entrepreneurial conference. She comes up to me and goes, I saw that. You didn't stand in line. And I looked at her and I said, successful entrepreneurs know how to break the rules. And I walked away. The first thing you need to do something big is you have to be a problem solver. You have to see the thing you want, and you have to figure out how to get it without hurting anybody else. Number one. Number two, you're a human being. How many of you have ever watched the Deadliest Catch on Discovery Channel? For those of you who haven't seen it, The Deadliest Catch is one of these reality TV shows on the Discovery Channel where they take cameras and they put them on crab fishing ships out in the Bering Sea. And crab fishing is considered one of the deadliest jobs in the world. Something like 60 people a year die. And they have cameras on about 5 of the boats, right? I was watching, this just happened, I was watching last Sunday, and they had sort of the best of episode. And there was a scene in a storm, and the swells were 20 feet big. I mean, these boats were tossing. And by sheer coincidence, one of the boats that had the cameras on it happened to come upon another boat, which didn't have cameras on it, right? Sheer coincidence, because usually they're literally hundreds of miles apart from each other. They don't ever see each other. Sheer dumb luck that these two boats came upon each other, one with the cameras. And the other ship, they were filming, and one of the young deckhands had climbed on the side of the pots, of the cages they catch the crabs in, to secure them in this storm. And the two yahoos sitting on the crab ship with the cameras were commenting on what he was doing. There was a big swell and a big wave at the side of the ship, and all of a sudden the guy was gone. He fell in. Now the Bering Sea is freezing. If you're in there for a few minutes, you will die of hypothermia. There's no suits that he had on, right? Instantly, the captain of this ship starts screaming, "Man overboard, man overboard, man overboard." And they started steering a course towards where they thought the guy might be. Cameras capturing all of this. They came upon him, and they're pulling him on the ship. He's screaming, "Don't let me die, don't let me die." They pulled him on board. He's still at risk from hypothermia. It's not over yet. They took him downstairs, they stripped his clothes up, they put a blanket around him to get him to warm up his body temperature. I'm watching this on TV, and I'm taking it all in. And then the captain came down. They don't know each other. They've never met. They're in competition. On any other day, just like all other entrepreneurs, they're trying to come up with competitive advantage. They're trying to distance each other, hurt each other, get whatever they can. They're all small business owners. On this day, he saved a life. And he started hugging the kid. And he started crying. And that's when I joined in. And I'm watching the scene. And I'm crying my eyes out. Not at the rescue. I'm crying my eyes out at this captain who's shaking as much as the poor freezing kid. And it's the most beautiful thing in the world. Do you know why they were connected like that? Even though they hate each other and every other day, and he doesn't know the stranger from Adam? Because they're human beings. And at the end of the day, being human, being around people who are like you, is the most beautiful thing in the world. Never forget that. Never forget that. I don't care how good your products are. I don't care how good your marketing is. 100% of customers are people. 100% of employees are people. If you don't understand people, you don't understand